crisis, the U.S. Vice President visited 2 detention facilities on the southern border on Friday. First, Mike Pence toured a newer center that opened in May to help with the overflow of migrants. Now, this one held families, and Pence says he didn't see the so-called inhumane conditions often reported. He said the migrants there were being treated well and were getting compassionate care. Now look at this. It was a very different picture here at the single adults facility that Pence visited next. It was packed. The men said that they didn't have access to showers, were not able to brush their teeth, and were sleeping on the floor. Border Patrol said there isn't enough room for cots. CNN's Pamela Brown asked the U.S. Vice President about the discrepancy between these 2 facilities.
We went to 2 different facilities today, and there seemed to be a big difference between the first one where the families were being housed and the one here where there are single adult migrants. When I went in there, one of them said to me, I'm talking about the second facility, this isn't human, the way we're treated. There was a horrible smell. I'm sure you smelled it. You were in there as well. They were sleeping on concrete because there's not enough room for cots, we're told. It was hot. Some of them claim they were hungry. Is that acceptable to you?
No, it's not. It's the reason why we demanded that Congress provide $4.6 billion in additional support.
This YouTube channel is called Homeless in Titusville, Florida. That's Keith War, Vanessa, and Michael. Michael doesn't feel very well. And I can tell you right now, Michael is dealing with a whole lot more serious issues than unbrushed teeth or not having a shower. What Keith does is that he interviews homeless people. A few people do it. You're gonna have to forgive me. You see, this particular story, it's very difficult to report on. If I'm not mistaken, this interview was taken in the middle of May of this year. This is Michael now. This is Keith doing a follow-up interview on the couple. The interview is very hard to watch. Very hard. You see, in our first interview, Michael was brave enough, courageous enough to share with everybody that he contracted HIV while in the hospital. He was on life support. I'll understand if you think that his situation isn't that serious. I mean, after all, he's barely even hooked up to anything. I don't think he is hooked up to anything. I mean, he looks like he's just laying there with a stomach ache, right? Like he's just laying there with a stomach ache. That's hospice care. Michael wasn't hooked up to any IVs. Michael was simply given sedation and allowed to die. Excuse me if I said that this was Michael today. This was actually, I think, about a week ago. His HIV destroyed his immune system, the way HIV does. Living homeless on the street. Huh. No shortage of infections there. Michael's medication costs $2,000 a month. Needless to say, he could not afford his medication. Ironically enough, the insurance that he does have, it covers head pills. Guys thought I was joking. They'll give you head pills all day long. They'll find a way to cover the cost. Now, I'm not Michael's doctor. I'm not anybody's doctor, medical or psychiatric. But I can tell you about homelessness and the ravages that it has on your mind. Did it ever stop to make you think that maybe Michael wouldn't need head pills if he was housed? Maybe Michael wouldn't be so sick if he was housed. Well, thank God the illegal aliens have $4.6 billion. And their chief complaint? Woo! That's their chief complaint. I want to show you something that hopefully it will drive home just how fucking crazy the system actually is.
The vault. Open it.
We can't. The branch manager's not here.
Where is he?
It's lunchtime. He's at White Castle.
White Castle.
It's a fast food restaurant. They serve those little square burgers.
I know what it is. I'm not playing games. Open it.
Sir, you have $500,000 cash in your bag. Don't you think it would be better?
This is the police. You are completely surrounded. Put down your weapon. Put down your weapons now.
Given your lack of prior criminal conduct, I am inclined toward probation. However, the fact that you discharged a deadly weapon during the commission of the crime suggests malice to me. For that reason, I find it incumbent that you see the inside of a prison cell, Mr. Schofield. It says here that you've requested to be incarcerated somewhere near your home here in Chicago. I'm willing to honor that. The closest level 1 facility to...
Level 1. That's maximum security, Your Honor.
I would ask counsel to refrain from interrupting me. As I was saying, the closest level 1 facility would be Fox River State Penitentiary. As for the term of your sentence, I'm setting it at 5 years. You'll be eligible for parole in half that time. Sentence to be carried out immediately.
People, step inside the door. Check yourself for bugs. When you hear the knock, step out. Keep the line moving. We ain't got all day to get this done.
Michael Scofield, Prison Break, a fictional television show. But in this show, our fictional Michael has to rob a bank and commit a egregious crime so that he could ultimately liberate his brother who was wrongfully convicted. Our fictional Michael has to commit a crime to correct a malady of justice. Our real Michael, Michael Harrison, he should have done the same. He should have walked into a bank and discharged a weapon, preferably without injuring anybody. Once inside the jail, the prison, he would have received those medications. How fucked up is this? Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't really know the exact nature of Michael's illness. I'm not an immunologist. I don't specialize in infectious disease. Now I understand that our real life Michael would not have been given the top of the shelf HIV medication that Charlie Sheen or Julius Erving or Greg Louganis receive. I get that. But it damn sure would have been a hell of a lot better than the fucking blanket that he got to leave the hospital with. This man died when he didn't have to. This man and so many others die on the streets of America when they don't have to. Now my heart goes out to the illegal aliens. Okay? I'm sorry if you don't like the language that I use to describe them. But as it stands right now, they did commit a crime coming into the country. And hey, I'll also be the first one to admit that I think America needs to come off it, okay? America needs to tap its Gemstar earring, shows over synergy, okay? Drop the act. Obviously, we fucking need these people. Okay, obviously, the Rust Belt, the Bible Belt, the breadbasket of America obviously needs these people. Why the alt-right acts as if they don't need them, I don't understand that logic. And I bet they'd be the first ones to complain about the spiraling, skyrocketing food prices the next time they go to the market. So I get it. We need these people. We need them, they need us. You would think it'd be a match made in heaven. And don't even get me started on the fucking Social Security thing. Okay? Because I think we all know that's the real reason why the Democrats are desperate for these people. A fresh infusion into the Social Security system. To keep it solvent. Gee, why is it in danger of not being solvent anymore? That's a whole nother fucking topic. You sit there with your misappropriation of money, raiding the coffers, robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it always comes back to the taxpayer, the Americans, the people who pay the fucking bills, yet have the smallest say. We're the ones who are left to mop up your fucking disaster. Michael Harrison should be alive today, and he should be with his wife. This whole thing is fucked like you would not believe. An illegal alien gets a head cold, oh my god. That's at least 3 days worth on CNN of continuing coverage, oh my god. So spare me your dead immigrants, okay? There are people dying every single day. So this is what I'm thinking about today on this dark Sunday as the raids go out. As ICE goes from neighborhood to neighborhood. Michael Harris should be alive. Michael Harris died and he didn't have to.
Any messages or things that you would want the viewers to know? Friends or fans, just anything that you would like to say.
Cherish life. Cherish your loved ones. Because you never know what's going to happen and you'll never know when you'll see them again.
Okay. Alright guys, as always, may you be just as blessed as you've blessed others. And thanks for watching.
Total Control 871.